Most men step into relationships the same way they once stepped into school exams. They believe if they say the right things, do the right things, and prove themselves hard enough, love will be secured. They become endlessly nice, emotionally available, quick to respond, eager to please, and terrified of making mistakes. At first, this strategy works. Attention flows, affection feels warm, and everything seems aligned. But slowly, something changes. The woman becomes more comfortable, then more distant, then subtly less respectful. Her behavior grows unpredictable, not because she suddenly changed, but because the man's value no longer feels rare. His presence no longer feels earned. His love, once powerful, now feels guaranteed. This is where most men become confused and angry. They double down on pleasing, on explaining, on trying harder. Yet what women truly respond to is not a man who perfects himself for them, but a man who becomes unplayable, not cold, not cruel, not emotionally absent, but grounded in something bigger than her approval. This is the truth rarely explained online. And it begins with a painful realization. Women do not fall for the man who loves them the most. They fall for the man who loves his life. One of the most common mistakes men make is turning one woman into their emotional oxygen. She is the first thing they check on their phone. Her replies dictate their mood. Her attention becomes the peace treaty that determines whether the day feels safe or unstable. From the inside, this feels like devotion. From the outside, it looks like a man whose life is shrinking around one person. A man with a life cannot be controlled. He does not beg when energy shifts. He does not panic when replies slow. He keeps moving. And that movement creates respect. Women do not lose feelings because a man loves too deeply. They lose feelings when love begins to look like need. Need feels heavy. It carries pressure, fear, and an unspoken responsibility to manage his emotions. Attraction dies when she feels she must keep him emotionally alive. When a man lacks a life he is proud of, he unconsciously uses the relationship as his identity and purpose. The gym fades. Personal goals soften. The future becomes vague. Everything starts orbiting her mood. In doing this, he trains her to disrespect him, because his world is always open, always available, and always waiting. The man who loves his life operates differently. His attention is not cheap. His energy is not permanently on sale. He loves deeply, but he is centered. He is romantic, yet respected. He is building a life she can join or lose access to. And this is where power quietly shifts. The moment she senses he is not afraid of losing her, she begins to fear losing him. In the next part, we will confront another illusion men cling to: the belief that loving more means doing more, and why becoming a servant quietly destroys attraction even when intentions are pure. Many men believe the solution to relationship problems is to give more effort, more understanding, more sacrifice. When tension appears, they try harder to be sweet. When coldness shows up, they become softer. When disrespect slips in, they tolerate it in the hope that love will fix everything. This is where a man unknowingly crosses the line from loving to serving. Women do not want a servant, they want a man. Love that comes from strength feels entirely different from love that comes from fear. A desperate man's love quietly treats her like an option he must earn every day. A complete man's love treats her like a prize he chooses, not something he clings to. The tragedy is that most men believe they are being noble while they are actually erasing their power. The shift happens subtly. He starts doing more than he should just to feel appreciated. He apologizes when he has done nothing wrong. He answers every call immediately, even when it disrupts his life. He accepts disrespect, then rewards it with patience. He behaves like an employee on probation, hoping his performance will secure emotional safety. From his perspective, this is love. From hers, it is weakness. Here is a painful truth that many men refuse to accept. A woman can love a man without respecting him. And when respect begins to die, affection slowly turns into irritation. She may still care, but everything he does starts to feel too emotional, too available, too soft. Not because softness is wrong, but because it is driven by fear. When love becomes a currency used to buy safety and avoid loss, it loses its masculine polarity. The moment she knows he will stay regardless of how she behaves, she stops being careful. She stops guarding his feelings. She stops respecting limits. There are no consequences. And without consequences, boundaries dissolve. Being a man in a relationship is not about providing endlessly or pleasing endlessly. It is about protecting standards. A servant keeps her happy at the cost of his own unhappiness. A man keeps the relationship healthy, even if it risks the relationship itself. This is the line most men are afraid to cross, because they fear losing her more than losing themselves. A solid man loves from strength. His presence is calm, not clingy. His care is real, not transactional. He does not negotiate respect. He does not tolerate disrespect for the sake of peace. Ironically, this is what creates peace. Love from strength secures a woman. Love from fear empowers her in ways that often lead to misbehavior, confusion, and loss of attraction. In the next part, we will move deeper into why understanding women is never as powerful as understanding yourself, and how a man without inner structure becomes easy to confuse, test, and control without realizing it. Many men believe their problem is that they do not understand women well enough. They consume endless videos, read psychology threads, memorize patterns, and analyze every word she says. They believe that if they can just decode female behavior, they will finally stop being confused and start winning in relationships. Yet, despite all this knowledge, they still get played, tested, and emotionally exhausted. The issue is not that they do not understand women. The issue is that they do not understand themselves. A man who knows his standards is not confused by mixed signals. He does not debate disrespect. He does not negotiate basic decency. He knows what he allows, and more importantly, what he never allows twice. Confusion only exists when a man has no internal structure, when there are no rules inside him. Everything becomes negotiable in the hope of keeping her attention. This is why so much effort is wasted studying female psychology. A man can know every theory, every strategy, every emotional trigger, and still lose power if he has no personal code. Without structure, he accepts anything as long as it comes with attention. Hot and cold behavior, subtle disrespect, emotional withdrawal, and inconsistency do not alert him to a boundary being crossed. Instead, they send him into analysis. He asks himself what it means, what he should say, how he should react, rather than asking the only question that matters. What do I allow? When a man has no standards, he becomes emotionally reactive. Mixed signals confuse him. Silence triggers anxiety. Disrespect invites over-explaining. He tries to win clarity through conversation, long messages, and emotional logic. But clarity is not negotiated. It is demonstrated. Self-understanding changes everything. A man who knows himself does not get manipulated because he does not move based on emotion. He moves based on principle. He does not argue about loyalty, honesty, or respect. He simply removes access when those things are violated. And he does it without drama, without hate, and without long paragraphs explaining himself. His silence is not punishment. It is clarity. Power is not about control. It is about decision-making. When a man can make decisions without begging permission or reassurance, the entire dynamic shifts. The relationship becomes simpler. The confusion disappears. Emotional games stop working. He is no longer easily played because there is nothing to negotiate against. This is the point where women begin to take a man seriously. Not because he is harsh or cold, but because he is solid. He knows where he stands. He knows what he offers. And he knows when to walk away from behavior that does not align with his values. In the next part, we will explore why chasing women is often mistaken for romance, and how leadership, not pursuit, is what truly creates attraction and emotional safety. Many men confuse chasing with caring. They believe that the more they pursue, the more they prove their interest, and the more valued they will become. Calls increase. Messages get longer. Explanations grow deeper. Effort multiplies. From the man's perspective, this feels romantic. From a woman's perspective, it often feels imbalanced and heavy. Women do not want you to chase them. They want you to lead the relationship. Leadership is not control. It is direction. It is the ability to decide, to plan, and to remain consistent. When a man leads, a woman can relax. She feels like she is with a man, not guessing her way through the emotions of a boy. Direction creates safety, and safety allows attraction to grow naturally. Chasing does the opposite. It teaches her that your time is unlimited, your attention is cheap, and your life revolves around her reactions. The more you explain yourself, the more you reveal that you are trying to convince rather than stand. This is why many nice men are treated poorly. Niceness without backbone is not kindness. It is fear wearing polite behavior. A man who does not lead forces the woman to carry the emotional weight of the relationship. He constantly asks what she wants to do, where she wants to eat, what she wants from the relationship, and what they are. He seeks reassurance instead of providing direction. Over time, she begins to feel like she is mothering him. Attraction cannot survive in a dynamic where she must lead, decide, and emotionally manage the connection. Leadership sounds simple, but it requires inner certainty. It shows up in calm statements, not arguments. It sounds like Friday we are going out, not what do you want to do? It sounds like let's fix this now, not let's avoid it. It sounds like I am not arguing, but I am not accepting this either. It sounds like this is what I want to build, and you are welcome to be part of it. This calm certainty makes a woman feel safe. And when she does not feel that safety, she begins to test. She pulls back. She goes hot and cold. She acts like the pry. Most men respond to these tests by chasing harder, explaining more, and shrinking their boundaries. A leader responds by staying steady. He sets direction. She follows, or he moves on. Respect grows in this space, not because he demands it, but because he embodies it. A man who cannot lead his own life cannot be trusted to lead a relationship. And when leadership is missing, attraction quietly fades. In the next part, we will uncover why women are not looking for perfection, and why direction in a man's life matters far more than flawless behavior or image. Many men exhaust themselves trying to become perfect. They refine their words, adjust their tone, chase a certain image, improve their body, stack money, and attempt to eliminate every flaw. They believe that if they can finally become flawless, a woman will feel secure enough to stay. But women do not stay for perfection. They stay for direction. Perfection is impressive at first, but it is fragile. It creates pressure. It feels performative. Direction, on the other hand, feels grounding. It gives life weight. A man with direction may still be imperfect, but he feels solid. And solidity creates safety in a way perfection never can. Direction means a man is going somewhere, even if the road is hard. He is building something, even if he is not rich yet. He is disciplined, even if he is not at his peak. He is purposeful, even when life is uncomfortable. This gives a woman peace, because she is choosing a man who represents a future, not just a moment. Many men misunderstand this and think they must arrive before they are worthy of love. They wait until they are confident enough, successful enough, or healed enough. But attraction is not built on arrival. It is built on movement. A man walking with intention is more attractive than a man standing still with perfect excuses. When a man has no direction, he feels like a project. A woman may support him emotionally for a while, but she does not want to carry him. She does not want to create his structure, push his discipline, or become the source of his motivation. Even if he is kind and loving, a man who is lost creates stress, and stress slowly erodes attraction. Direction shows up in the small things. He wakes up with intention. He protects his time. He has goals that exist beyond the relationship. He does not disappear into love. Instead, love becomes something that complements his path, not replaces it, ironically. This makes him more present, not less, because his energy is rooted, not desperate. Many relationships end not because the man was not good enough, but because there was no future being built, no plan, no growth, no structure. Vibes feel good in the beginning, but they do not hold weight over time. Direction does. A woman wants to feel that choosing you means choosing a life that is moving forward. When that feeling is missing, attraction fades quietly, even if there is still affection. In the next part, we will explore why honesty alone is not enough, and why the way a man tells the truth determines whether he gains trust or loses respect. Many men believe honesty is simply about saying the truth. They think if they are open, transparent, and vulnerable, trust will automatically follow. Yet they are often shocked when telling the truth makes a woman lose respect instead of gaining it. The reason is not the truth itself. It is the energy behind it. Women trust a man who tells the truth without shaking. Fear is the fastest way to weaken respect. When a man tells the truth nervously, apologetically, or with the need to be understood, it feels like begging. It communicates that he is afraid of her reaction, afraid of losing her, or afraid of standing alone. A woman may appreciate the honesty, but she cannot fully trust a man who does not trust his own spine. Real honesty is not just about words. It is about posture. It is about being willing to stand in your truth, even if it costs you comfort, approval, or the relationship itself. A woman can forgive many mistakes, but she rarely respects a man who is afraid of his own truth. Most men lie or soften reality for one reason: fear. Fear of her leaving, fear of anger, fear of judgment, fear of loss. So they hide, twist, or perform. They become someone else to maintain peace. Over time, the relationship stops being built on reality and starts being built on performance. And a woman can feel that. When she senses she is not dealing with a real man, trust erodes. Calm truth sounds simple, but it is powerful. It sounds like I am not okay with that. It sounds like I will not accept this. It sounds like this is what I want, and this is what I will do. It even sounds like if this does not work, that is okay. These statements are not threats. They are not manipulations. They are not bargaining tools. They are expressions of self-respect. When a man tells the truth calmly, without trying to impress, convince, or negotiate, something shifts. His words carry weight because they are backed by the willingness to act. He is not asking for permission to exist. He is simply stating where he stands. This creates trust because it is real. There is no performance to decode. Nervous truth feels very different. It sounds like, please do not be mad. It sounds like I did not mean it like that. It sounds like I am sorry repeatedly for existing. It sounds like I just do not want to lose you. Even when the words are honest, the fear underneath invites boundaries to be pushed. A woman trusts a man who is steady in himself. Not because he is perfect, but because he is real and unafraid. That steadiness becomes the foundation of emotional safety. In the final part, we will tie everything together with the one quality that quietly defines proper love: respect and power in a man. The ability to walk away even while he still cares. There is one quality that quietly determines whether a man is loved properly or slowly drained of himself. It is not confidence, status, or charm. It is the ability to walk away even while he still cares. This is not a threat, not a tactic, and not a game. It is peace made non-negotiable. Most men stay where they are no longer respected because they confuse love with endurance. They believe that if they love hard enough, tolerate long enough, and explain patiently enough, things will improve. But staying in disrespect teaches a lesson whether a man wants it to or not. It teaches that his dignity is negotiable. It teaches that his boundaries are flexible. It teaches that love matters more than his standards. And once that lesson is taught, he has no right to complain about the curriculum. Walking away is not cruelty. It is self-respect. A man who can walk away is not heartless. He is not emotionally unavailable. He is not addicted to power. He cares deeply. But he cares about his peace more. He understands that love without respect becomes self-betrayal. And self-betrayal is never attractive. This is where many men misunderstand strength. Strength is not staying no matter what. Strength is knowing when staying costs you yourself. A man who walks away does not scream, threaten, or punish. He does not need to announce his value. He simply removes access. And that silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. Ironically, this is the man women end up loving properly, not because he scares them, but because he respects himself. His love feels clean, not needy. His presence feels chosen, not trapped. When he stays, it means something. When he leaves, it is final. That clarity creates emotional safety, even if it hurts. A man who cannot walk away is always negotiating. Negotiating respect. Negotiating honesty. Negotiating effort. He stays angry, resentful, and unheard because he taught her that he will remain regardless. Love cannot thrive in that space. It suffocates. The man who can walk away does not use it as leverage. He does not dangle it to control behavior. He simply knows that he will not live in a dynamic that erodes him. This is why his boundaries are believed. This is why his words carry weight. This is why his love feels rare. Proper love requires two people who choose each other freely, not one person holding on at all costs. When a man can walk away, he stops begging to be loved correctly, and paradoxically, that is when he often is